Phu Quoc, Vietnam's biggest island. Stunning Mediterranean-inspired developments stud its shores with beautiful streets and striking statues straight out of an ancient romance novel. We imagined charming European streets mixed with vibrant Vietnamese culture, but instead, we found this.
Where is everyone?
Most of these buildings stand empty, never having been occupied, and walking these streets gives you the strangest feeling in the world. And yet, tourism here has skyrocketed, up 73% in the past year. So what is it that people come here for? Is there any real life, or is it all just an empty facade? One thing's for sure, this island isn't what it seems. And by the end, you'll know whether Phu Quoc is a destination with your name on it, or just a beautiful illusion. Our journey begins on the remote island of Siquijor, Philippines, an absolute tropical paradise. Seriously, if you haven't seen our video on it yet, make sure you check it out. But today, we're trading in white sandy beaches for a very, very long travel day, starting with ocean jet ferry from Siquijor to Cebu City. Then, from Cebu City, we're taking a flight to Manila.
Well, we just made a travel mistake that we hope that you can learn from. If you're going to any country in Southeast Asia, you have to have an outgoing plane ticket booked. Don't wait until you get to the airport because they won't let you get on your flight unless you book your ticket.
And from Manila to Saigon, also known as Ho Chi Minh City, where we made yet another travel mistake.
It is like 1:30 in the morning and we are finally in Ho Chi Minh City. We're staying here for one night and then we're gonna fly out tomorrow to Phu Quoc. And oh my gosh, what a travel day we've had. Steve booked a hotel for April 24th. It is February, you guys. Okay, so we got to the hotel and the sweet man, he was so nice. He's like, you guys booked the wrong date. We are full tonight. We would host you, but we're full tonight. So we had to book another place, which we're walking to now, down the lonely street at 1:30 in the morning. Oh my goodness. Well, we made it to our hotel room in one piece. Nothing sketchy happened. The streets were very quiet and safe. And now we're gonna go to bed because we have some more traveling to do.
3 hours of sleep later, we had a most confusing, chaotic, and frustrating experience with our flight. Let's just say that if you fly with any Vietnamese airline, you must read every word on the airline website, triple check all the information you entered, and check your email the day before to confirm your flight time. If you do these things, you are more likely to have a smooth experience.
Well, 31 hours later, we finally arrived to our amazing Airbnb here in Sunset Town, which is located in the southern tip of Phu Quoc. This place is incredibly beautiful from the stunning foyer to the apartment itself, and it only costs $49 a night after taxes and fees. But one thing we noticed on our way here is that the streets looked really deserted and we got some really kind of creepy, eerie vibes. So we're gonna head out and explore this town a little bit. We're starting the day off with breakfast and coffee at this super fancy looking place with an amazing ocean view. And this place is really well done. It's absolutely stunning. Let's see if the drinks are as good as the aesthetics.
I got the flan frappuccino. It's like a creamy frappuccino with creme brulee on top. It's not too sweet and it is amazing.
And I got the salted cream latte, and look at how creamy this is. Oh my goodness. This is an excellent start to the day.
After enjoying this amazing cafe and feeling the buzz of experiencing a new place, we were excited to see more of Sunset Town. With its colorful buildings and European-inspired streets, we expected more of that same energy. More people, more life, more of what makes a place feel authentic. But as we stepped outside, what we found was something completely different.
This is a Sunday, so it's a weekend, and we're in the downtown area. There's not a single person here.
Nope.
What the heck?
This place gives you like creepy vibes, like abandoned town. Like you have all these incredible buildings. The architecture is beautiful. This beach down here looks amazing, but there's nobody here.
All right, we've made it to Sunset Town Beach. It's really beautiful. It's super clean here. The sand is very soft. The water is very clear as well, and it's a really nice, comfortable temperature. Okay, so I think we just figured out why there's not many people here, because look at this. There's a sign that says, no swimming, Sharp Rocks area. I'm not sure what sharp rocks are they talking about. I don't know, but apparently you're not allowed to swim here. So that would explain why there's nobody on this beach. It turns out this beach is actually man-made, and the reason it's man-made is because this whole entire development is European Mediterranean inspired, and so they threw in this beach into the development to kind of bring it all together and give you that Mediterranean feeling. Does it really feel Mediterranean? No, not really. Because in the Mediterranean, you have a whole culture. You have like life. But here, it honestly feels a little creepy. Feels a little Stepford Wives. A little, I don't know. Let's get going. Maybe it gets better. Where is everyone? Where are all the people? I have never in my life been to a place like this. The buildings are perfect. The streets are pristine. There's all kinds of sculptures and artwork and gorgeous flowers everywhere, beautiful fountains. But where the heck is everybody? It feels like you're on a movie set after the whole crew has packed up and left.
You end up walking down empty streets with like peaceful music, and it just feels like you're in a really creepy movie, honestly.
However, if you're into getting some really nice photos, especially for your social media, this is definitely the place to come because there are exactly 5 people here. So you can easily find really beautiful spots to take photos. And we actually see the tourists that are here are all wearing really nice clothing and matching outfits for the pictures. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. There's nobody here. And you've got this creepy, peaceful music playing in the background. It even has birds. Like it's peaceful music with like fake birds. And they're building even more buildings. If I were to guess the percentage, I would probably guess about 85 to 90% are empty with nobody in them, not even a shop, nothing, not even finished inside. It's so bizarre. Look at this. Peaceful music on this street. This is so strange, and look how beautiful it is. Look how beautiful it is and how empty. All of these shops here, all of these are empty. All these buildings, all these apartments up there are empty. Honestly, this is the most bizarre Twilight Zone episode feeling ever.
Is this really Phu Quoc? Is it just a beautifully manicured illusion?
I don't know, maybe the town comes alive at night. So in the meantime, we're gonna check out Phu Quoc's coast and see some of the beaches here.
Leaving Sunset Town is a bit of a relief. Out here, life is real again. People going about their day, streets with actual movement. It's a breath of fresh air.
We've just arrived at Khem Beach. This was a really short drive away from Sunset Town. This beach is right at the edge of another one of these developments, which was also very empty. But here at the beach, there are lots of people. There's actually life. It's very exciting. This beach is beautiful. The sand is so soft, nice and powdery. The shores are clean. The water is perfectly clear. And the shore is also very shallow, making it great to just wade around.
The first beach was great, and we have one more to see.
We've just arrived to Sao Beach, and this place has a lovely little restaurant. We've been here one time before. Their food is really good. Thank you.
This little beach cafe or restaurant is right on this pristine, beautiful beach. I got a Caesar salad, and it's everything you'd expect. And Anita got honey glazed chicken, and it looks absolutely incredible. Really, really good food here. And it's pretty expensive, I'd say, for Vietnam, but with this view on this beach, 100% worth it.
There are no grand buildings here. No perfectly curated streets. Just the ocean and the breeze.
The sound of waves, the rush of little feet through the water, a quiet glance that says everything.
These are the moments that make a place feel alive, not because of what's built, but because of who you're with. Well, the sun is about to set, so we're gonna head back to Sunset Town and see how Phu Quoc does golden hour. And we know just the place for a great view.
While Sunset Town may not be the liveliest place, it does have its perks. There's a reason they call it Sunset Town. As we soaked in this incredible view, we couldn't help but wonder, is this all there is to Sunset Town? Is there any life in these streets at all? We had to find out.
During the day, there really wasn't much activity here, but maybe at night is when everyone comes out. So we're gonna go check it out.
What better place to find bustling activity than at a Vietnamese night market? The Vuifest Bazaar is a polished, fancy version, and it's right here in Sunset Town.
Success! We found people, real living souls in Sunset Town. The bazaar is lined with a bunch of like little souvenir shop type things and a really super fancy looking grocery store over here. I got this amazing looking pork skewer that is grilled to perfection, and it's got this like sweet glaze on top. It's really, really good.
And I got this pork hot dog looking thing, and they gave us this, I think it's spicy sauce. We'll see. Again, grilled to perfection. This is super good. So we just got 2 mango passion fruit iced teas and a giant ice cream for Aaliyah, and the total and the total for that was $44,000 or $2.11 US.
Well, that was a super fun and lively experience. The walking street here is not very big. I think you could probably get through it in about 10 or 15 minutes. Every single night here, they do an epic light show, and you can actually watch it from the Kiss Bridge, but that costs, I think, around $40 per person. And they block off all the areas where you can actually get a good view aside from the Kiss Bridge. And so we're gonna do this the budget-friendly version.
Our first day on Phu Quoc was, well, interesting. Sunset Town has the beautiful views and bright lights, but is there any actual life beyond the postcard perfect streets? And not so much. So today we're heading north to Grand World, supposedly bigger, busier, and fingers crossed, not just a really well-decorated ghost town.
We're making a quick stop at one of Phu Quoc's most unique landmarks. It's called Dinh Cao Temple. And on our way here, I think we realized we made a mistake in choosing which location to stay in. We drove through the main town here in Phu Quoc. It's called Duong Dong, and that place is much livelier looking. Anyway, Here we are. So let's go check this out. Dinh Cao Temple is perched on a very unique rock formation, and it's been here for over 300 years. It sits just at the mouth of the Duong Dong River as it comes into the ocean.
It's a place where people come to offer prayers, surrounded by the sound of the wind and the water. And even just walking up the steps with the palm trees swaying and the ocean stretching endlessly ahead, there's a kind of peacefulness that settles in, like the soothing rhythm of the tide. Well, our stomachs are growling, so it's time to shake off the tranquility and head into Duong Dong, where the streets are buzzing, the food smells way too good, and our only real mission now is to find something delicious. Let's eat.
This is legit, authentic Vietnamese pho. This hits the spot. It is so stinking good.
All right, guys, it's official. The further in we drive into Duong Dong, the more we realize we made a huge mistake in staying in that beautiful development. So don't do what we did. Duong Dong is the place to be. There are so many markets here, like fruit and veggie markets, so many different shops. There's so much to see here, and we're definitely going to have to come back here in the next couple of days to explore this place some more.
Driving through Vietnam can be a little nerve-wracking, and even crossing the road is an adventure in itself.
Oh, I guess we're going. Okay, now let's go.
And while we've made a few travel mistakes on this trip, making sure we're covered thankfully wasn't one of them. Because the truth is, no matter how much you plan, there simply are some things that are out of your control, and sometimes things do go wrong when you travel. Bags go missing, flights get delayed, or you book the wrong hotel date and end up stranded in the street at 1:30 in the morning. Well, thanks to today's sponsor, finding good travel insurance is something you can easily do. InsureMyTrip has a fully licensed customer care team who makes it ridiculously easy to compare plans from top insurance providers, get quotes, and find coverage that actually makes sense for your unique situation, all on one intuitive website. You can compare plans from over 20 of the top insurance providers in the US and 6 in Canada. And if something does happen, their complimentary claims assistance smoothly takes you through the process and advocates for you on your behalf. InsureMyTrip has been giving travelers peace of mind for over 24 years so that you can worry less and focus more on things like this. Sometimes travel mistakes are simply inevitable, but worrying about the what-ifs is optional. So make sure you're covered before your next trip by signing up with InsureMyTrip at the link in the description.
In the meantime, we're still making our way to Grand World, which after being through Duong Dong, my expectations for it are pretty low. So we'll see what it's actually like when we get there. Immediately, it feels way livelier than Sunset Town. There's so many shops here, and it looks like they're actually all open and filled. The buildings are very colorful. It looks like a really fun place to explore.
And what better way to kick things off than hopping on a water taxi for a little cruise down this colorful canal?
Hello.
Hello.
It's giving Venice, ice cream included.
This is awesome.
Our boat guide didn't speak a word of English, but he definitely spoke the universal language of enthusiastic photography. In just 15 minutes, he somehow managed to take like 5,000 pictures of us. But honestly, $24 for all three of us, a scenic ride, and an impromptu photo shoot, totally worth it.
This place is way better than Sunset Town. There's shops open. The canal boat ride was a ton of fun.
Oh wow, gotta love the cafe tables.
Exactly, I'm just not gonna touch it.
It's really hot today, so we've stopped at one of these little roadside, I guess canal side cafes for a nice cold drink. And seriously, this place feels way different than Sunset Town. And we've seen a few videos on YouTube within the last year about Grand World, and it was a lot emptier about a year ago. So perhaps this place just needs some time to attract visitors and attract businesses, because it really does have an excellent potential. This is so far really fun to walk through, and I can totally see enjoying staying here.
We crossed the street just curious to see what's around Grand World and stumbled into something completely unexpected. This was not on our radar. This is Urban Park, where nature and art decided to team up and create something pretty amazing. Sculptures, gardens, and just the kind of place that invites you to wander, climb, and maybe even get a little too excited about things that are clearly meant for kids.
It is so beautiful. It's almost got some botanical vibes, and they've got these really neat and unique art pieces throughout the park. It's really fun to walk through and take pictures. And I mean, look at this. I don't know, whatever this structure is. They've got this really neat looking structure with slides that you can go down and just climb up and get this awesome view of the city. Look at this bridge. It's this wooden string bridge with all this greenery into this really beautiful covered shaded area. Are we gonna go down the slide?
Yep, bye guys.
Bye-bye.
That's so bad.
Okay, my turn. I hope I don't go flying like Leah did. This is not working out how I thought it would. Reverse army crawl out of here. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, that did not really work out how I thought it was going to.
Just as we were about to head out, something we hadn't planned on drew us in. Something we weren't searching for, but couldn't ignore. We'd unknowingly stepped right into a whole different Vietnamese century.
It's set up just like, I don't know, it feels like you're in, I mean, I know Mulan was Chinese, but it kind of feels like Mulan over here.
Welcome to Tinh Hoa Vietnam, meaning the quintessence of Vietnam. It's a living showcase of traditional culture that brings Vietnam's history to life through stunning visuals and storytelling.
As far as we can tell, this is free. We just walked in and nobody said anything, so I think it's free to go into. They do have some shows and actual tours that you can do, which you have to pay for, and they offer those a couple of times a day. none of those are available right now, so we're just walking around. One of the really neat things we found was, it's not origami, but it's some kind of paper craft, Vietnamese version, I suppose. And you can see people in there actually hand making all of those various decorations, like flowers and stuff like this, and even painting the paper. That was really neat. There's a whole bunch of these buildings. I don't know, can you even see that? Each of these buildings has something different inside. It's almost like walking through an open air museum. And this one, for example, has traditional clothing.
Each step brings a new scene to life, one building lined with ornate traditional garments, and another displaying scrolls filled with Chinese characters. The music shifts as you move, making it feel like you're walking through different chapters of Vietnam's cultural story, one immersive moment at a time.
Now that we've experienced Grand World, I think we can confidently say that we were very pleasantly surprised. We did not expect it to be as lively as it is. We thought it was going to be a lot more like Sunset Town, but it looks like over the years it has definitely developed and has huge potential. Great. One more thing we did want to mention is that there's actually several beaches up in this northern area that you can visit. Unfortunately, we don't have time for that. So that's all for today, and tomorrow we have something super fun and very unique in the world that we're going to go see.
I told you it's one of a kind, found only on this tiny island in the Gulf of Thailand. Let's see if you can figure out where we're headed.
I'm pretty excited. Today we're gonna take one of the longest cable cars in the world that goes over the ocean to a water park that is called Aquatopia. I've never been to a water park on a little tropical island that the only way you can get there is by cable car, so this should be quite an adventure.
Well, this is a pretty amazing way to see all the different islands around Phu Quoc. You get such an epic panoramic view of just everything. There's a little fishing village, which we didn't realize, right next to Sunset Town. And an interesting fact is that the tallest tower here is 173 meters tall, which is crazy.
Sailing through the sky for 15 minutes, the gondola drips past fishing boats and scattered islets, offering a front row seat to Phu Quoc's coastal beauty.
We've just arrived to Hon Thom Island. That's where the cable car drops you off. And it looks like this entire island is basically a gigantic park. Part of it is the water park, and the rest of it is just a huge park. It's all made just for tourism and entertainment. And it's really fun to walk through. They've done a really good job making it beautiful. There's a lot of restaurants and cafes and just a lot to see here, a lot of souvenir shops and stuff like that.
We just got here, and so far this place is a ton of fun. It's perfect for families. There's tons of families everywhere. How cool is that?
All right, so full disclosure here. We had way too much fun and totally abandoned the camera to actually enjoy the rides. So everything you're seeing right now, that is us scrambling to film something on our way out after the park had already closed, which is why there's no one in any of this footage.
Well, we got here right at the opening of this aqua park, and we stayed to the very end, and I have to say there was plenty to do. There was no lines. There was a ton of different slides for little kids all the way up to, I think, slides that I didn't want to do because they were a bit scary. We highly recommend coming here. The price is pretty darn good for an epic gondola ride plus a water park, and the food around here is affordably priced and pretty amazing too.
When we got here, we grabbed some Vietnamese coffee. One thing you need to know about Vietnamese coffee is that it is at least twice as strong as regular espresso because of the way that it's brewed. And we accidentally drank our coffees a little too fast, so we're a bit overdosed on caffeine at the moment. So we had to stop by somewhere and get some food. We got this awesome meal. Actually, we kind of devoured most of it, but here you can see part of it. This is a Vietnamese pancake, which is basically kind of like an omelet with a bunch of delicious stuff inside. And then Aaliyah got some sweet Vietnamese soup, which is once again super flavorful and absolutely delicious. We also got some chicken barbecue skewers, which we've already eaten. So the price for all three of these meals was less than $12 US. So amazing prices, even at a park like this.
So overall, this is a great destination to spend the day.
On our way back to Sunset Town, we made a pleasantly surprising discovery.
We just found out that the tickets we bought actually cover entrance to the Kiss Bridge, but only for the day that you bought the tickets for. So we have to make our way there.
Welcome to Kiss Bridge, where personal space is a distant memory and getting that perfect photo requires expert level weaving through a sea of selfie sticks. This is the one spot in Sunset Town where you actually have to squeeze in and strategize for a shot.
This is a pretty epic panoramic view of the entire town and the ocean. There's also this water show that they put on every night. Today was absolutely amazing. It was so much fun, and what better way to end the day than with an amazing bowl of authentic Vietnamese pho right on the beach watching the sunset. We have one last thing that we need to check off our to-do list here in Phu Quoc, and you're not going to want to miss it. It's a brand new evening, and we are leaving the ghost town that is Sunset Town for Duong Dong. The Phu Quoc Night Market, also known as the Duong Dong Night Market, is the busiest night market in all of Phu Quoc. So let's go explore.
So I am starting with grilled octopus balls. Let's try this out. Hot, hot. Ooh. Definitely well cooked. Very hot. I don't really taste octopus, but it has a pretty good flavor. Slightly seafoodish. Definitely worth a try.
We're doing dinner a little backwards today because, well, why not?
I'm going to not be like Dad and not burn his taste buds off.
After all, when you're surrounded by endless food stalls, logic is defined by whatever smells and looks the best.
Thank you. I have no idea what this is, but I think it's something sweet. That was a big bite. It's a coconut cream of some type. I want to say this is something to do with maybe a sticky rice dessert. It's really good.
Time to balance out all that sugar with something a little more adventurous. Let's just say we're about to try a type of meat that's definitely not in our usual grocery list.
There's like tons of stuff on this barbecue stand, and I thought, why not be adventurous? I've always wanted to try frog, and so today's the day.
Thank you.
I learned from my mistakes, and I'm going to wait until this cools off before I take a bite. I'm actually pretty excited to try this frog. I've always heard it tastes like chicken and has the texture of chicken. Oh wow. Totally does taste like chicken. Really? It has the exact texture of chicken. I've heard that all my life, and I'm actually shocked. Well, there you go.
The heck, yeah. It's a little different. I feel like it's a little softer, but I can see the comparison, yes.
Having one great experience with something new makes you more open to tasting even more unfamiliar flavors.
So we have this seafood thing. It looks like it's stuffed with something. It tastes like pork in there. It's extremely good. Man, the barbecue in this country is amazing. Extremely good. This is my happy place. This is absolutely incredible. I love this country. The food in this country.
After a hearty dinner, this is the sound that brings it all together. If you know, you know. And if you don't, well, this is the sound of stir-fried ice cream, better known as rolled ice cream. It starts out as a liquid base poured onto an ice-cold metal plate, where it's mixed and chopped with toppings until it thickens. Then it's spread out thin, scraped into perfect little rolls, and served up fresh. Simple, satisfying, and just as enjoyable to eat as it is to watch.
Thank you. Does it taste like dragon fruit?
Of course.
So the cost for everything was just around $17 US. That was for 3 meals and 3 desserts. Not terrible, but you can get food much cheaper here in Phu Quoc at local restaurants. But for the experience, we definitely feel like it was worth it. When we first arrived to Phu Quoc, our first taste was Sunset Town, which, let's be honest, was a little bit of a weird experience.
Yeah.
So if we were to do this trip again, we would stay in Duong Dong and just take day trips from here, just because this city has so much more life and culture and food and just so much to do and see here. This was only our first taste of Vietnam. We're gonna be here for the next 2 months, so there's a lot more to see, a lot more to experience, and we hope that you join us on the way.